Hi everyone, this is Alec from Coffee and Watches, where art and science converge. Welcome back to part 2 of this timepiece. Here I'm going to cover the specs of this watch and how it wears on my wrist. This is the Heuer Carrera Panda dial 60th anniversary. Launched in January 2023, this is a 600-piece limited edition. Each piece is individually numbered. This piece commemorates the 1963 Heuer model reference 2447SN stainless steel. This 2023 model has its case made of stainless steel with a 39mm diameter and a 14.7mm thickness. From lock to lock, it measures 47.7 millimeters and it has a 19mm spacing between the locks. Let's put this watch on my wrist and see how it wears. For reference, my wrist is 6.5 inches in circumference or 16.5 centimeters. Here we can realize that it's not a small watch when compared to the 1963 original model, which was 36 millimeters. However, this 39mm piece has maintained the proportions of the 1963 original and has that vintage look. The sapphire crystal has this bubble design which simulates a plexiglass vintage look. Let's take a look at the strap. It's made out of calf leather in black with a matte finish and a monotone stitching. As you can see, there are perforation vents on the strap, which is typical of some motor racing watches to allow for a good ventilation. Looking at the buckle, we can see that we have the name Heuer, and it's a classic pin buckle. Going back to the case, here we have these angular integrated Carrera style lugs, which are typical of every Carrera. The case is highly polished. The chronograph has this vintage pump design pushers. The crown has the name Heuer. The watch bezel is slim and conical, and it actually flattens out next to the bubble-like crystal. The watch face is a gray-silver sunburst dial. The register have a concentric pattern, as we can see. Here we have some patina next to the applique indices, as well as on the watch hands. Patina is basically a term used for fake patina or fake oxidation, which is used to give the watch that vintage look that we have here. The dial has a Heuer branded logo, and there's no date complication, which matches the 1963 model. However, one thing that I noticed is that the 6 o'clock sub-register, just right here, that marks the seconds, is located at the 9 o'clock location of the original 1963 model. Also, there is a very slim chaptering outboard, which is useful for reading fractions of a second or fractions of a minute. The watch has hacking second function, so you can synchronize it to a reference time. The piece has a column wheel actuator. Also, there is no jump to the chronograph seconds hand when it is started, as we can see here. And that's because it is a vertical clutch, which means that you can leave the chronograph second running if you desire so that you can have center seconds. The watch contains caliper Heuer 02. The column wheel has been colored black. Here we have white printing on the rotor that says Carrera 60th anniversary. The watch is an in-house automatic movement with an 80-hour power reserve, which is superior to what you typically see in other brands. And it beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, or 4 Hertz, and it pivots on 33 joules. The movement is machine finish, and it has a unidirectional winding, which is more efficient than bidirectional. The watch has Heuer printed on the bridge of the movement, as we can see here. You move the rotor out of the way. Here you go. Even though this watch has a vintage formal style, it is 100 meters water resistant. So all you need is just change the leather strap with a rubber strap or a NATO strap, and you're good to go for swimming, which makes it pretty convenient. Now we're gonna do a loom shot of this piece. So in that way you can see how good of a loom it is. So here we have the piece right here. Okay, now let me kill the lights so you can appreciate the loom. Here we have it again. So you can see the time in the dark. Well, thank you for your time, and please like and subscribe, and more videos will be coming soon. Thank you. Take care.